it's Hira here. Good evening. It's about 9 o'clock, just past 9 o'clock US EST. And so the topic that I would like to cover today is about, back to the perennial issue of selling yourself and the discomfort that a lot of people feel with that concept. I actually was at GW's School of International Affairs, the Elliott School. So shout out to my very good friend and colleague, Jim Wild. It was really wonderful to be over there and speak to the students. So the question was, how do you get comfortable with the idea of talking about yourself in a way that to a lot of people feel like as if they're showing off, as if they're being obnoxious or overconfident, because the idea of selling yourself, first of all, I think for any non-American, that concept is very difficult because in many cultures, one is raised to not do that, right? One is raised to keep quiet about your achievements and your accomplishments, not to boast, to downplay things. And, there's this very strong feeling of like the whole sell yourself thing goes in the face of dignity and humility and, just being someone who's, does their job really well, but isn't like the loud mouth of the village, right? So I'm characterizing it that way because that's the feeling, right? So both of those views on the extreme are wrong. And I think the best way to rejig this whole thing is not to, of course, you can't be forcing people to sell themselves because that's not a concept that, if it's not, let alone the international students, even for domestic students, there are many, many people who don't have that type of personality, right? Unless you're a hardcore salesperson, it's never going to be natural to you to sell yourself, right? And I think a big problem is precisely in those words, sell yourself. And it's a little unfortunate it's called that because really what it is it's about putting your best foot forward and about accurately speaking to your accomplishments, your skills, your competencies, what you've done before, what you are capable of doing. So this is why I say to students, if you think that it's not humble or it's boasting to go and say these things, well, think about it like this. If you're silent or you don't speak up and you don't speak comprehensively and accurately to everything that you bring to the table, well, then that is also that's deceptive and it's in a different way, right? So how is that humble? That's not humble. That's just, that's basically that. It's just not doing anybody any favors, right? If you go into an interview and you don't speak up to everything that you are, and you don't do that in a way, with confidence and just the facts, right? We're not talking about selling anything more than the reality of this is who I am, this is my education, this is my work experience, these are some of the things I've done, these are some accomplishments that I'm really proud of. I would say that my core skills or competencies, they break into these three buckets. So remember my whole framework of, always three and everything can be put into three, right? So speaking to your three major competencies or strengths, that's just you being accurate. That's just you being comprehensive. That's you doing your job, right? That's you honoring the interview and that person's time.